Hey guys, it's Core Ross and welcome to Busting Rainbow Six Siege. Today we are busting some more Wind Bastion myths, and this first one is going to be all about countering Cade's new Electroclaw when you actually want to bust through hatches. If you've missed the two previous episodes that we already have on the Mythbusters for Wind Bastion, check them out because you might have missed stuff, and there's some real juicy information in them. So let's start with the first myth. I'm going to call this the Thermite trick, and this was sent over on Twitter, and this is brilliant. So if Cade electrifies a hatch, you might think, damn, I can't get through that. But if you go down and put your thermite charge just next to the hatch, now this will not be able to be done on every single hatch. Not all hatches have destructible surfaces you can put a thermite charge down on, but it will blow up that electrified hatch. And that's awesome. That is really good. Like, this is an absolutely amazing way to counter this new electric gadget, and it's relatively safe. Now, if you see this as a defender, you do have the opportunity to shoot up through the destructible surface and actually take the breaching charge out. So there is a way to counter it, but certainly it's confirmed, and it's powerful. It's really good. Shooting an Airjab mid-air. So if you have fast enough reaction times and you're accurate enough, you can shoot an Airjab out of the air as it's fired, which is cool. If you pull that off, that's freaking awesome, and that is confirmed. Now, the Slug shotgun has changed quite a lot with the introduction of this season, and one of the main things was opening up hatches became a lot harder. But I watched one of Rogue 9's videos recently, and he showed off a really cool trick, which was just to shoot it from a really tight angle. Then you're actually able to destroy the hatches. Now, when I first tested this, I had a bit of issues with getting it to work perfectly. You have to cut through the beams, or as many as you can, with one shot. If you destroy enough of them, you can pop it. So the way I ended up doing it was kind of on this kind of angle on the corner and shooting through, and it seemed to work really well. Because the first bunch of times I tried it, I wasn't very good at it. But I kept practicing, and then I got really good at just one shot on these hatches. And of course, that is way better than if you actually go and crouch by it and try to shoot. You'll shoot at least like 6 rounds into the damn thing before it breaks. So that's confirmed, and that's a really handy one. Slug shotgun penetration nerf. Now, this is something I discovered completely by accident. So we've got Cade out there about 25 meters out from this barricade, and he's going to shoot it with his slug shotgun. You'll notice that the rounds are hitting. So the slugs are hitting, but they're not actually doing any damage to the wooden barricade whatsoever. They're not even putting a hole in it or any kind of damage. I was really surprised by this. I thought this was weird when I discovered it, and I'm pretty sure this wasn't the case before. And of course, these slug shotguns have changed since the introduction of this new operator. Now, of course, they will still damage an operator if you shoot them. So for instance, here I'm going to shoot Dockabee in the chest, and she takes damage. But if he comes down to about, like, what's that, 20 odd meters, then it will go through, and you'll see the damage get done. And you can see the holes be created. But I thought that's a good thing to know. Like, if you're trying to open up a window from range with one of these slug rounds, then it's not going to work. I did go and check with the glass just to make sure it actually would go through glass. So thankfully it does. But certainly it will not go through the wood behind it. But it is cool that it actually smashes the glass. I was kind of thinking when I first tested it on the wood, I thought, is it actually going to go through the glass? Is this going to bounce off? But no, it did end up actually going through. And even up close, these slug rounds from the shotgun are terrible at going through these wooden barricades. Like, it takes so much to do any significant damage, which is crazy because if you jump inside and shoot a wall, you make this massive hole. But for some reason, these wooden barricades are just perfect against these slug shotguns. And like I say, this is only penetration on surfaces, which is surprising because you can headshot a player at over 25 meters and it will kill them. But apparently it will not go through a piece of wood. Airjab detonation hitbox. So I was doing a lot of tests with this damn thing, and I was putting it in all kinds of different places. I was putting it in the floors, I was putting it in holes and everything. I was just trying to see how sneaky you could get with these things and where not to put them and where to put them. And I was kind of surprised. So like, this is great. If you put it on the kind of floor surfaces, you can get people below and above. So it's kind of like using your Airjab to cover two different like corridors potentially, which is really cool. I like that, and it, you know, makes it more versatile. And then I'm thinking, how does this Airjab actually go off? Like, what's it detecting? So I set up this test here where we have the Airjab at different heights and the barricade destroyed at different heights to try and figure it out. And it seemed to be consistently going off with the head hitbox of the enemy here. As you can see, it seems to have a clear line of sight here to the chest of the operator, but it's not going off. And I'm thinking it needs to see the head in order for it to detonate. That's my guess. I wasn't able to test it entirely enough to be totally sure, but I think it's detonating via the head. You can also see that this Airjab detonates and doesn't actually throw Cade back here. He seems to be fine. So I thought, let's get more specific. So let's go for one punch hole and we'll put the Airjab in here. So it's got a very small line of sight. And we're going to have Cade walk past a bunch of times standing up. Then we'll get him to walk past crouched. And if he survives, we'll get him to go past with these when he's prone. And see if it goes off. But actually it goes off when he's crouched. And it definitely shouldn't have seen his head there. So that was weird. So I thought, let's go even lower. Let's just see what happens with this one. So this one is almost ground floor. If this was in a game, you would not see this whatsoever. So he walks past it, fine. Crouching past it, fine. Doesn't seem to be getting detected. I'm doing it multiple times just to be sure. Let's go prone. And it goes off. So it does seem to be that it's at least the upper body of the player that needs to be detected. Now this information isn't any use to me, but it might become very useful to you if you want to get really creative with where to place these Airjabs, because certainly it does seem to be at least the upper body somewhere needs to get detected. Legs will not get detected. So kind of keep them off the low levels and certainly put them between the floors. That is actually really good. You can cover like both corridors up and down with a single Airjab, which is brilliant. Anyway guys, thanks very much for watching and I'll catch you next time.